So we need to express 0.418 reoccurring as a fraction, and we need to show all of our working. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is define a variable x. I'm going to set that equal to what we need to express here. So essentially what this means is we got 0.4, and these little symbols above the 1 and the 8 are reoccurring symbols. So basically it's saying it keeps going on forever. So we've then got 1, 8, then again we've got 1, 8, and then 1, 8, and then 1, 8, and so on, and it keeps going. Now essentially what we have to do is we're going to isolate the reoccurring part to the right hand side of the decimal point and everything else to the left. So if we multiply both sides by 10, we're going to get 10x equals, and then this will be 4.181818, and so on. You see what we've done here? We've isolated the reoccurring part to the right hand side and everything else to the left. I'm going to do that again. So we're going to have 100x. So this time I'm going to get 41.818181, so on and so on. So again, we've isolated the reoccurring part to the right and everything else to the left. But you can see because we're starting with an 8 here and a 1 here, they're slightly different. So I'm going to do it one more time and get 1000x is 418.181818, and so on. Okay, so these are the ones here where I've managed to isolate the recurring part to the right. And what we need to do is find two that the recurring parts are identical. So I'm going to use here the 10x one and the 1000x one. So we can see they both have an identical recurring part. It starts 18, then goes 1818, 181818. However, this 100x one is different because it starts 81. So for this to work, the recurring parts, the ones we choose, both need to match. So if I take 1000x and subtract 10x from that, on the right hand side, we'll have a look. We get for 1000x it's 418.1818, and so on, going on forever. And subtracting from that, we're doing the 10x one, which is 4.181818, etc. And if you see what's quite clever is because here we've just got the recurring part on the right hand side of the decimal point, and they're identical to each other. When we subtract one from the other, it's going to go to 0, so essentially getting rid of the recurring part. So on the left hand side, we're going to get 990x. And if we start with the left hand side of the decimal point, 418 minus 4 gives us 414. And as I was saying, on the right hand side of the decimal point, because we've got both the identical recurring parts, that's just going to go to 0. So now in the question it says we need to express it as a fraction. So what we can now do is if we divide both sides by 990, we can have x equals 414 divided by 990. So now we've got x defined as this fraction here. We've also got x defined as this recurring decimal up here. So if we equate both the x's, we can say that 0.418 recurring equals 414 divided by 990. So we get our first mark over here for working out some of these. So multiplying on the left hand side and the right hand sides to isolate the recurring part. We get a second mark down here for the section where we work out the difference. Then we get a third and final mark for the correct fraction at the end.